Welcome back to Sports Tonight. We're broadcasting live from Channels TV Sports Center in Lagos, Nigeria. I remember you can be part of the show. Look, whatever is going down in our world of sports, whatever it is you're monitoring, we want you to be part of it. Talk to us. I want to hear from you on Twitter, Channels_Sports, Facebook, Channels-Sports. You can also send an email to sportstonight@channelstv.com. Arsenal fans, I still want to hear from you guys. What happened? What happened when the Gunners got into the forest and they realized that they didn't carry any of their guns to shoot? Nottingham Forest sending Arsenal out of the FA Cup. That should get us talking. The 2018 FIFA World Cup, Mobi Okparaku says if you do all the preparations, if you do all the fitness work, if you do everything the coaches say you do, and then mentally you are not prepared, you will go to the World Cup and add to the numbers. That should also get us talking. What are the things that at the NFF, the technical crew led by Coach General, the Super Eagles, the Minister of Sports, even you, the fans, what are the things that Nigeria needs to do well at the World Cup in Russia? I want to hear from you. Talk to us. Let's go to Lome, Togo. Now it's a sports flight, action-packed to other sports. That's where they're having the Africa Junior Qualifiers. Now we're talking about tennis. Yes, tennis is getting big in the country. Oyinlomo Quadri and Marylove Edwards, they will lead Team Nigeria to defend their title. Yes, Nigeria, the junior team, they're the defending champions. These matches will take place in the, will go on in the under 14, under 15, and under 16 category. That's Marylove Edwards there. Last year, she got into the final of the CBN Senior Championship. And Marylove Edwards is just 13 going 14. In your book, that's product of grassroots development. Look, if you do it right at that grassroots level, and that's why we should monitor this competition closely and then pick out names that are doing so well and monitor them.
Look, it's just wonderful. I mean, we keep talking about these things. If you're catching them young, you're giving them great platform quite early, you'll be doing their careers a great deal of good. And it's wonderful to see youngsters getting the opportunity. I mean, there was a player age competition last year in mid-December, where these youngsters are getting a platform to compete against each other and learning their trade quite fantastically. And it's wonderful to see these youngsters getting this necessary exposure, because we keep talking about getting this exposure, this competitive competitions, get out on the national level, international level, on the African continent. And it's wonderful that the young girls and the young boys are out there in Lome. And Austin, we are not representing ourselves well in world tennis. If you want to really look at it, there's no Nigerian out there who's making a big name. But with this, you're hoping that in another 10 years, in another 20 years or 15 years, these lads, these young girls, these young boys would be the poster boys and the poster girls of tennis in Nigeria and even on the African continent.
I totally agree, because Oyinlomo Quadri is already on the rankings for the International Tennis Federation. Yes, Nigeria, they will be gunning for a title defense at the 2018 ITF CAT West and Central Africa Junior Championship Qualifiers. It is served off today in Lome, Togo. And the team, they're already in Lome, Togo. Some names you need to keep down, just in case it's just Oyinlomo Quadri and Marylove Edwards that you know. They're doing so well, but there are other players at that under 14 and under 16 that are doing so well. Our next Serena Williams might just be in this name. I want to mention our next Novak Djokovic, Rafael Nadal, Roger Federer might just be in this name. Nigeria is aiming for a record-extending 7th consecutive overall winners title at the tournament, which will draw close on January 17th. 12 countries will feature. The names you need to know representing Nigeria: Rebecca Ekpenyong, she's there, Oiza Yakubu. They will compete alongside Oyinlomo Quadri in the girls under 16 category. So that's for the big girls. That's for the big girls with a lot of experience. They will come out. While Iye Onoja and Rhea Holmes will fly, will represent Nigeria in the under 14. The boys team also looks good with Friday Gabriel. Remember Friday Gabriel? We talked about him from last year at this same competition. So good experience in the bag for him as this one starts again. Matthew Abamu is in that team, and Sani Musa. They will be representing Nigeria in the boys under 16. Yeah, while Suleiman Ibrahim, Usman Kushimo, and Kanis Joseph will play in the boys under 14. These are not known names. But what we're doing is we'll let you know that But there are names coming up.
These are names that will be on the lips of every tennis or sports person in another 10 years. If we go well with the direction that we're going, if we go with the developmental plans we have for these youngsters, because it's good that these names are being reeled out so that when they become superstars, people will not just think it's just a stroke of good fortune or just a thing of sheer luck, but it's about planning, it's about structure, it's about building and building from scratch. And it's great that these youngsters are given this kind of platform at a very young age. Austin, if you look at those chaps and you have a discussion with them, you will know how absolutely elated and proud that they are, that at this age of their very budding careers, they are representing Nigeria at a very big stage. And you never know. I mean, we're talking Novak Djokovic, and these are guys who rake in tons of dollars or millions of dollars and pounds.
This is how they started.
And this is how they started. They started in a very, very wonderful small platform, and this is great for the stars.
I always tell you the story of Venus and Serena Williams. At the time the world was celebrating Venus, the dads laughed and said, "What are you guys talking about? Someone better than this is coming." And that's the story of Serena Williams. Let's get on with the show now. Talk about the Nigerian National League Super 4. That one is going on right here in Lagos. Heartland manager Mobi Okparaku was here this morning. He said, "Look, our team is ready. We can do something." But against Remo, they didn't get it.
They couldn't do anything. But it's great to see people like Mobi Okparaku, guys like Mobi Okparaku who play this game to the highest level. Very wonderful to see someone like that involved in being a manager at a club, managing the football club. It's great to see. And it didn't just happen for them Remo Stars, who were not originally scheduled to be in this competition, came in through the back door after Juve Stars withdrew because of finances. And it's great to see that Remo Stars are in the final of this competition. And it's just wonderful. Go Round FC defeated Quadri United. And the manager, John Ubu, was really very unhappy because he thought that it was going to be a round-robin thing where they have to play against each other, but they only got to play one game against Go Round, and they didn't cover themselves in glory. It will be an interesting final, quite honestly, Go Round against Remo Stars.
What is the name for Remo Stars? You see, this is what I'm talking about. I try not to make these things difficult for you pundits, but how do you explain a Yobe Desert Stars? It's just coming into the MPFL. Are you talking about financial problems?
I'm just wondering if they will be able to honor their fixtures, because I mean, you're getting into the Premier League, the MPFL. The league starts this weekend, and you will need a lot of traveling and all of that. It's quite difficult. Football is big business, and last week I was here, and Alibaba said something we have not quite been able to get around to understanding. Football is big business, and you cannot be thinking of running a club if you haven't got finances to run a football club. It's not child's play, it's huge business. Players have got to be paid wages, salaries, and backroom staff, and you're going to be traveling to matches in distances that you're not quite ready for. So I'm not quite sure it's very nice to hear before the season starts that Yobe Desert Stars could not honor a game in Lagos, and quite embarrassing, Austin.
Why embarrassing? Because when I heard about it, I said, this is what we always talk about. League management company, they need to be firm in your ball. They need to say, look, if you cannot take care, this is the Nigeria professional. If you cannot take care of a club, goodbye.
And Austin, I've always been a proponent of the fact that we mustn't have a 20-man league.
Thank you.
I mean, you look at the Egyptian league, you look at the South African league, you look at the Algerian league, you look at the Tunisian league, and these guys are quite easily, to be very honest, they're quite easily better than our leagues. But they don't have 20 people in their leagues. That insistence on having 20 teams in the league is going to drive professionalism away from our league. Because you've got to ensure that we're talking global best practice. We're looking at this. If you cannot do this, if you cannot pay your players, last season at the start of the season, Sunshine Stars were owing their players. I mean, we're talking 9 months.
Shooting Stars, that was entire season.
I mean, it is not good enough. You cannot be allowing teams like that start a season if you're not